Hello again from my terrace. Today I want to show you a panorama shot into the in-river valley from my last mountain bike tour. You can see the mountains around my hometown. The view ends with a sight to Innsbruck, our capital. Today I reproduce a mic setting with Deeflexx I was informed about from recording studios. Here a kind of overhead miking was added to the classic membrane miking. The information says that this way much acoustic information of the cab and the room can be captured to come closer to an amp in the room sound. Let's see if that works. We have used an amp based on a Marshall GTM 45 circuit that was boosted really hard with a treble booster. This combination of a Marshall and an SM57 was basis of many iconic rock sounds, you know for sure. I think you really will recognize the familiar sound when I only activated the 57 channel. After some test recordings I realized I will not be able to catch the brachial character of this cranked monster, completely irrelevant where I move the mic. This try and error took me more time than to set up the overheads above the Deeflexx system. That sound was on spot in a minute. In the second example I have added both AKG C414. You will instantly hear how the sound is changing. It really comes close now how the amp sounded in the room. The fader was set on -3 dB compared to the 57. Now I have lowered the signal of the overhead mics that are hovering above the Deeflexx. The fader was set to -7 dB compared to the 57. Even here the sound is significantly closer to the sound in the room, even though the signal of the mics above the Deeflexx is considerably lower than the main mic. Here again a quick A/B test of the first two examples. If the distance of the overhead mics is in the range of half up to 1 meter, the sound is similar like using room microphones, just without almost zero room reverb. In the next sample I have muted the mics, but sent the signal to a studio reverb plugin. Then I have moved up the fader back to -3 dB and used the reverb plugin. this case, the reverb is getting his information not only from 1 square centimeter of the membrane, but by the overhead mics, so to speak, from the whole cap. A room does not get its information from a small spot on the membrane, but from the sound waves that are radiated from the cap in every direction and then hit the ears at the end. Finally, I will string together 3 examples for an A/B test. First, the 57 alone, then the 57 just with the reverb of the overhead mics, at last the 57 plus overheads plus reverb. There is no doubt that the sound comes closer and closer to the real sound in the room, the more the overheads or the corresponding reverb are added to the membrane sound. I have heard of overhead mics that were hovering 1.5 to 2 meters above a Deeflexx, or of boundary mics that were placed on the ceiling. This special mic setup with a Deeflexx system was used to add continuously an amp in the room character to the familiar membrane sound. So the studio tech does not need to move far away from his wealth of experience. But there are many more possibilities how Deeflexx is used for recording, and I will reproduce many of these studio setups. So see you soon. In case you just jumped on this Deeflexx recording series, watch the other videos. There is a lot of uncharted territory. Subscribe our channel here on YouTube, visit us on Facebook and Instagram. See ya, ciao, and just Deeflexx it.